Are you ready to discover the ultimate secret to inner strength and peace? In today's video, we will be discussing a powerful concept, the idea that strong men don't give a damn, as taught by Buddhism. Lesson 1. Think about what you're good at. One of the most important things you can do to become strong and sure of yourself is to recognize and embrace your unique skills. The lessons in this lesson are very similar to the teachings of Buddhism, which stress knowing yourself and developing your natural qualities. As the Buddha taught, everyone has their own way to follow. An important part of that path is figuring out what you are good at. This finding isn't just about knowledge or skills for work. It's also about knowing your inner virtues, like kindness, patience, and wisdom. Think about what other people have said about you. People close to us can often see our skills better than we can. A Buddhist practice that helps us grow and understand our skills better is to take helpful criticism with an open heart and not let our ego get in the way. If you know what you're good at, you can stand firm in your skills without letting other people's thoughts or doubts change your mind. Strong men don't care what other people think. It means being sure of your skills and using them to get through the tough parts of life. This kind of inner strength and confidence are signs of a strong person who doesn't care about criticism or comparison that isn't appropriate. Remember the story of Angulimala, a thief who turned into a monk and with the Buddha's help became enlightened. Angulimala was naturally strong and determined, which he used in a bad way at first. He changed his strengths into good ones, though, by becoming self-aware and following the Buddha's teachings. This shows that knowing your strengths and using them can lead to big changes. It's not arrogant to think about what you're good at. It's a sign that you understand your place in the world. Take pride in your skills, work on them, and make good use of them. Lesson 2. Don't worry about how others are doing. To avoid pain, the Buddha taught, let go of your need for outside approval and comparison. This is because these kinds of ties make people feel inadequate and unhappy all the time. Buddhist teachings tell us to be aware and happy with our own journeys instead. Being mindful, or being in the current moment without judging it, helps us stay focused on our own path and progress instead of getting sidetracked by other people. Think about the story of the two arrows. The first arrow stands for the pain that life will always bring, like loss or sadness. When we respond with things like jealousy or self-doubt, we cause more pain for ourselves. This is represented by the second arrow. We hurt ourselves with this second arrow when we worry about how other people are doing. This makes our pain worse. To keep this from happening, be grateful and kind to yourself. No matter how small they may seem, take pride in your growth and accomplishments. Buddhism teaches us to respect our hard work and be kind to ourselves. Self-compassion makes us stronger and more resilient, so we can focus on our own growth without getting distracted by other people's opinions. Know that each person has a unique path. According to the Buddhist idea of karma, everyone's life is affected by the things they did and plan to do in the past and the present. In other words, comparing your journey to someone else's is like comparing apples and oranges. It doesn't make sense or are fair. Every person's experiences are different and are made to help them grow spiritually. Don't base your sense of self-worth on other people's success or opinions. Take pride in your unique trip and trust that it will lead you where you need to go. Lesson 3. Be kind to yourself. Becoming kind and compassionate to others and to yourself are important parts of Buddhism. Self-kindness is an important part of growing up and becoming a strong person. It means understanding your worth, letting go of your mistakes, and being kind to yourself the way you would be kind to a close friend. Buddha taught that being kind to yourself is important for mental peace and happiness. We are more likely to fall into the traps of self-blame, guilt, and feeling like we are not good enough without it. Metta, or loving-kindness meditation, is a strong way for Buddhists to learn to be kind to themselves. By practicing metta on a daily basis, you can grow to love and care deeply for yourself, which makes it easier to deal with the problems that come up in life. Think about the story of Kisagotami, a woman who lost her only child and was very sad. In her sadness, she asked the Buddha for help, and he gently led her to understand that everyone suffers. By realizing this, tgiveadamn learned to be kind to herself and others, which helped her find peace in her pain. Her story shows us how important it is to be kind to ourselves when we're having a hard time. Being kind to yourself also means knowing your limits and making reasonable goals. When we want to be successful, it's easy to push ourselves too far. But Buddhism teaches us the middle way, which is about balance and moderation. You can avoid stress and keep a healthy, sustainable pace in your work if you know your limits and respect your needs. Being self-kind means letting go of past mistakes and not focusing on them. Buddhism says that holding on to the past makes things worse. Instead, own up to your mistakes, learn from them, and forgive yourself as you move on. You won't feel guilty when you do this, and it will help you keep growing and getting better. Being kind to yourself is an important part of being strong and resilient. Having a strong sense of self-worth and inner peace makes it easier to deal with the problems you face in life with kindness and confidence. Being kind to yourself shows that you are a strong person who doesn't care about self-doubt or other people's opinions of them, and stays on their path to happiness and satisfaction. Lesson 4. Don't give reasons for not doing things. Putting things off and making excuses are regular problems that keep us from reaching our full potential. It is important to get past these problems and make decisions if you want to become a strong person. Buddhism gives us deep ideas and practices that can help us stop making excuses and live a purposeful, determined life. One of the Noble Eightfold Paths parts is right effort, which the Buddha stressed was very important. Doing the right thing means working hard toward good goals and staying away from bad actions. Putting your energy into good things and not letting fear or laziness stop you is what it's about. You can stop making excuses and take real steps toward your goals if you put in the right amount of work. Think about the young monk who was afraid to meditate at night in the forest. When the Buddha asked the monk why he was scared, the monk gave many reasons, such as being afraid of wild animals and the dark. The Buddha told him in a gentle way to face his fears, and that real bravery comes from inside. The monk got over his fears in the end and found that his practice brought him a lot of peace and focus. This story teaches us that to grow as people, we need to face our fears and do things. The idea of change is also taught in Buddhism. This helps us remember that time is short and chances may not come around again. Being aware of this can push us to seize the day and act instead of putting our goals off. Realizing that life is temporary can give you a sense of urgency and purpose that will push you to act without thinking. A big part of getting past excuses is being self-disciplined. Self-discipline is encouraged in Buddhism by practicing regularly and being aware of the present moment. By staying focused about your goals, you form the habit of always taking action, which makes it less and less likely that you'll make excuses. People who are strong, don't care about problems, and stay focused on their goals have this structured way of thinking. You show that you are a strong person who doesn't care about setbacks and stays committed to their path of growth and satisfaction by taking action and not letting excuses stop them. Lesson 5. Know what to expect. There are a lot of unknowns in life, and controlling your expectations is important for staying calm and strong. Buddhism has a lot to say about how to understand and deal with expectations, which is very important for building strength and being able to handle life's difficulties with confidence and grace. Think about the Buddha's own life story. Siddhartha Gautama, also known as the Buddha, had to deal with many problems and temptations before he reached enlightenment. He went through pain, rejection, and self-doubt, but he stayed on his road with unwavering determination. His journey shows us how important it is to keep going even when things get hard. Buddhism also stresses the value of serenity, which means staying calm and collected no matter what is going on around you. Mindfulness and meditation can help you develop equanimity, which will help you stay calm and balanced even when things go wrong. Practicing equanimity gives you the inner strength to deal with anything that life throws at you without getting upset or stressed. Managing expectations means knowing about the rule of karma, which says that what we do has effects on other people. You can make things better for yourself and others by keeping your behaviors in line with good intentions and moral behavior. Being aware of this helps you set reasonable goals and take charge of your own happiness and success. A big part of being strong and resilient is knowing what to expect. By following Buddhism's lessons, you can develop a balanced and realistic view of life, getting ready for both problems and successes. With this way of thinking, you can stay calm and sure of yourself, like a strong person who doesn't care about what might go wrong and stays focused on their path to growth and happiness. By applying these lessons to your daily life, you can build the strength and resilience you need to handle life's obstacles with poise and confidence. Follow the Buddhist lessons and remember that strong men don't give a damn means having the inner strength to stay on your path, even when things get hard or distract you from it.